Obviously, the 5G launch that is expected to happen on 1st of October will be in selected cities first. But let's first see when the pan-India coverage is expected to start. Well, Jio is aiming to start the pan-India service by December 2023. Airtel is aiming to start the services by March 2024. While on the other hand, Vodafone Idea has still not announced their rollout plans yet for 5G. Now, what are the requirements for quicker adoption for 5G? Firstly, the subscription plans need to be attractive. They cannot be highly priced, firstly. And the second most requirement is that the 5G smartphone devices price also needs to come down. Currently, if you see, the 5G smartphone devices are 2 to 3 times price compared to the non-5G smartphone devices. Though the prices have been coming down for the last three quarters, they need to still further come down, given the fact that the prices are 2 to 3 times the non-5G devices. Now, will 5G launch mean and rise in ARPU? Now, in China and South Korea, when 5G services were launched, there was a limited rise in the ARPUs that we had seen, only 10% increase in ARPU. Now, the reason behind this was the higher ARPU generating customers had only moved to 5G and not the entire existing 4G user base. So that could be the case in India as well. So analysts are not expecting a higher ARPU rise. But do remember, India is a completely different market because the data rates in India are the cheapest in Asia. The telcos have shown a united front when it comes to price hike, which means that there won't be any price wars when 5G is launched. And the 2G subscriber base in India is still very high. Nearly 25% of the total subscriber base is still on 2G. So the scope for improvement is much higher, which means that the ARPU could still rise in India when 5G is launched. Now let's see how the Indian telcos are positioned ahead of the 5G launch. Now, Reliance Jio, if you see specifically, has a complete 4G user base. It has a largely debt-free balance sheet, which is a strong point for itself. The cash flows have been pretty much strong for Reliance Jio, and it has a sufficient pan-India spectrum to go ahead with the 5G launch. When it comes to Bharti Airtel, similarly, Bharti Airtel has a strong user base. The 2G users on its network are pretty much lower. The balance sheet is pretty much stable. Cash flows have been pretty much strong, and it also has a sufficient pan-India spectrum to launch 5G. But in case of Vodafone Idea, if you see, the number of 2G users on its network is very high. The balance sheet is weak. The cash flows have been weak. In fact, it has been negative. And the spectrum is also limited. It has spectrum only in 17 out of the 22 circles present in India. Now, what we have learned from the past generation changes and what it means when it comes to 5G launch. Firstly, we have seen in the past that operators with a stronger balance sheet has transitioned faster to a new generation, which means that from 2G to 3G, people with stronger balance sheet have transitioned faster. Similarly, from 3G to 4G. So if you see, a faster transition has also led to market share gains for telecom operators. Now, from 2013 to 2016, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone and Idea had seen market share gains because their balance sheet was stronger, so they were able to transition faster to 3G and 4G. From 2016, Jio started gaining market share because of leadership in 4G, and now with 5G launch, analysts are expecting that there could be further market share shifts among the 3 telecom operators that are currently present in the market.